conditions are aligning for economic weakness and a recession dynamic to emerge in 2024. Just essentially as everyone's given up on it. And certainly relative to expectations, we're going to have a disappointing growth environment. And I thought that, and I was pretty compelled by it, that before we had a 100 basis point run up on the long end, right? And so what are we looking at? What happens in typical recession environments? Well, certainly, zero earnings growth would be a great outcome in a recession environment. And really what people should be looking at is the possibility of meaningful negative earnings growth, right? And so
your macro is recession.
Recession, of course. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think that's like the probability of recession today is getting higher and higher just at a time when basically, if we go back 6 or 8 weeks ago, everyone gave up on recession. And to be clear, I haven't just been a bear through this whole time. Like if you go back a year or further, I said that there was no chance that we were going to have a recession in the first part of 2023 because the cycle is much more slow moving than people expect, and the economy is going to be a lot less sensitive to interest rates than people expect. And what happened there was everyone thought there was a recession, and then it didn't come, which then created right. Everyone was wrong about that, and then what's happened, more recently is everyone expects that things will be great, just as the storm clouds are gathering for recession to play out in early 2024. And so, the expectations are just totally wrong relative to understanding the fundamental macro dynamics that are happening in the economy.
Yeah. Well, I would agree with you on this. And, we've all talked about it. We all sort of put our finger in the air and saying, OMG, is there anything of historical relevance now? Because everything is different. We're still pulling off pandemic money. We're still, we had all these various one-off situations that changed the playbook, if you will. If your playbook is that a recession is more likely than not going to happen in, next year, first half, what's the strongest reason you'd say that we're going to have a GDP recession?
Well, the main thing is if you look at the combination, basically what you have is you have a circumstance where you've had a massive tightening of interest rates, right? Interest rates the short end has gone up, the long end didn't comply. Now the long end's complying. That's then creating a hit to stocks. As stocks fall, consumers will increase their savings rate, reduce their demand. We already saw that playing out in September in the timely credit card data, even before the stock market dynamic that we've seen. And that will then, create a hit first to the most cyclical sectors and then to the broader economy and to earnings growth. And as earnings growth fades, then you get a weakening of labor market conditions and a softening of income. Like that, in a lot of ways you say, well, we've never seen something like this. A lot of us haven't seen a cycle like this in our professional lifetimes, but this cycle actually is very normal. If anything, it's like very common relative to what the cycles are that we've seen during our professional lives. Like, this is very akin to cycles in the 60s and the early 70s. That's kind of what this looks like, is like a traditional late cycle environment. Those cycles, they just take a while to play out, and the economy is just even less sensitive to the interest rate rises after the period of significant stimulation. It's just, but it's normal. Like we're seeing a normal set of cyclical dynamics play out. It's just that the people wanted it. People wanted this recession like they want their Amazon packages, like order at 9, get it at 2. It's just like not how the economy works.